2.
Morning, everybody. It's Miss Ruth and Sarah, and we are here at St. James Sunday School in Waterdown, welcoming you back. Hi, everybody. So we're really pleased to be with you, and you might notice we're all in the same color. We're in purple. We're pretty special today, aren't we? Yeah. So we're going to learn the story about Paul as he started his ministry. We learned how he had his conversion last week, and he was blinded, and Ananias came, and the scales fell off his eyes, and he saw the light. He saw that he needed to be a follower of Jesus and not someone condemning Jesus. So this is the beginning of Paul's ministry, and he is going to meet a lady this time. So that's why we're dressed in purple, and she had something very special to do with purple fabric, and her name was Lydia. So we're going to start with our song today. It's a very simple one. It's really just a repetition. Jesus said, go and tell. Jesus said, go and tell the good news. And we're going to do that over and over again. So here we go.
Jesus said, go and tell. Jesus said, go and tell good news. Jesus said, go and tell. Jesus said, go and tell good news. Jesus said, go and tell. Jesus said, go and tell good news. Jesus said, go and tell. Jesus said, go and tell good news. Jesus said, go and tell. Jesus said, go and tell good news. Jesus said, go and tell. Jesus said, go and tell good news.
That's it. Okay. We should have an easy time remembering that one when we do it again. So we're looking at a picture of Paul speaking to a bunch of people, just the same way that we saw Jesus speaking to a bunch of people and telling the stories of Jesus. So Paul is telling people about, how Jesus came into this world for us, and that he died on the cross for us, and then how he is here for us every day, and the three parts of the Holy Trinity. So I'm just going to flip our song, and here we have a kind of a comic picture of Paul, and he's kind of thinking, well, what should I do? What should I do? And so he was going around the world at that time, the Middle East area, and he was doing a lot of traveling. So I wanted to show you where he was. Right now he's in this little city called Troas, and he ended up having a vision. He was with Timothy, Silas, and Luke, and he kept getting this vision that he was being called to go to Macedonia. Now Macedonia is a long way to go around by land. The capital city here is Philippi. That's where they were going to. So they took a boat, and they ended up on the island of Samothrace first. Took a couple of days to get there, and then a couple of days to get up to Philippi. So this is where our story takes place today, in Philippi. Okay. So we've got Paul. He's got the vision. He's on his way to Macedonia, and he knows that he'll be meeting with people that he should. So he's always had a lot of people around him, and as I said, he's with Silas and Luke, and so a lot of people gathered around and listened to the stories of Jesus and wanted to hear more and more about it. And as the Sabbath approached, they decided to take a break and go down to the water. And here where you see the lady in purple. So this is Lydia, and I'll just point her out. There we go. So she was a merchant in the town of Philippi, and she sold this purple fabric that she is wearing. So purple was a color that was hard to get in nature, but they had different elements that they would dye the fabric and get this color, and it was highly sought after. So you can see that she's dressed really well. She became wealthy with selling the purple fabric, and she listened to these disciples again, Paul and his friends, tell the stories of Jesus. And through that, she said, I was a believer in God, but I'm even a deeper believer now in Jesus. And so she asked to be baptized, and she asked to have all of her household baptized. So she had a lot of people working for her, and she had all of these people baptized. And she said, anytime you're here, and for right now, come and stay with me at my house. So here she is welcoming them to her place. So it's a nice looking place, and she's got people behind her that work for her, and here she is welcoming Paul and Silas and Luke. And this is not the only time that they stayed at Lydia's house. So this is a time that this woman also became a follower of Jesus and told the stories of Jesus. And our Bible verse today, I put it down here. There it is. Jesus said, go and tell the good news. So that's exactly what we sang about today. And that comes from the New Testament, from Mark 16, verse 15. So I'm going to have you come over here to our craft table. I've moved it today over here so that you can come in front of me and see maybe a little bit closer what I'm doing, because sometimes it's hard to see. So I wanted you to start with just a background of paper like this, and we're going to make a clothesline. So I think 2 craft sticks like that are good. I use a craft stick to actually put the glue on. So I just poured a little bit of glue onto some paper, so it's easier to use than trying to push it out of the tube. So like this. And then we're going to make a clothesline and put some purple clothing on it to remember the story of Lydia. So I had some yarn. We just take a little bit of yarn, and we can, actually the best way is to put a little bit of almost like a dotted line of glue here and there, and then the yarn will stick to that. Okay, so let's see what we got here. And you can always trim it off. There we go. Okay, so there's our clothesline. And then I went through some of the fabric that we've got. We've been making masks for over a year now, and we have different colors of kind of purple, navy, and pinkish purple. So here's our clothesline. So just with the 2 craft sticks and the yarn. And then just taking some fabric. So I looked through what we had that would have like that indigo color that makes the purple dye. Also, if you don't have fabric, you can just use some paper. If you don't have purple paper, you've got a purple crayon, and you can just cut it out of white paper and glue it on. So I just made some fabric kind of clothing items. So we've got some socks and a dress and a shirt, and I think I would need a longer clothesline to put all these things on. So let's put the shirt on. So we'll put a little bit of glue on the back of it, like this. Okay, and hang that up on our line, like so. Okay, and you can keep doing this with all of the other pieces. Just kind of have fun with it. I think I've got room for the dress at least. Let's try it. So put a little bit of glue on it. There we go. Try to put that on the line. And there we go. So those 2 fit. And you could stick a sock or 2 in between. If you had a longer line, it would take more items, of course. You can always put a little lines up here to show like that they're on, something is holding them onto the line, the clothes pegs. And of course you can always make some ground underneath and add some grass or something. Okay, and then I think we should say the same thing as our Bible verse today. Go and tell the good news. So I think this is the story of Lydia. and her story through Paul is about telling the good news. The good news of Jesus. There we go. You could always put a bird in the sky or something else to make a full picture out of it. So there's today's craft. So I'm going to end up with one of the messages through this little book that I was given when I was in Sunday school as a little child. And this one is really a song, but it's a song that's also a prayer. And it's help us to do the things we should. Father, we thank thee for the night and for the pleasant morning light, for rest and food and loving care and all that makes the day so fair. Help us to do the things we should, to be to others kind and good. In all we do, in all we say, to grow more loving every day. So the story of Jesus is all about love and giving love to others and serving others in love. So have a great week, and Miss Ruth and Miss Sarah will see you next Sunday right back here at St. James Sunday School in Waterdown. Bye for now.